Hello, very excited. We are having our first screenwriting Zoom roundtable. So this is the first of three. We have two projects represented here, and we have James Edmunds, and he has written a short screenplay called Any Filmmakers in the Audience, and we'll talk a little bit about that. And then we have the creative team from LowerGentry. We have Chuck Norton, Zoe Kelly, and Elliot Norton. Elliot is the screenwriter for From Stockton to Table Rock. No, Stockton to Table Rock, not from. And but they're very collaborative. So we have the rest of the trio here as well, so they can chime in. And I actually feel like I saw more shades of Zoe in this screenplay than the guys. So, there goes the patriarchy. Elliot gets all the bells and whistles when Zoe's doing all the work. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's start with you, James. Well, first of all, not by design, but these filmmakers and screenwriters have been highly supportive of the festival, which this year is online for various reasons. We lost release. No, for various reasons, but we're going to try to make do and have the best program that we can. So James, rather dark story, but why don't you give a little synopsis of, are there any filmmakers in the audience?
Well, the film screenplay, the story is set at a film festival, and it allows me to do two things. It allows me to tell the little dark story that you referred to about a filmmaker who so much wants to win the Scarum Award at the Harem Scarum Festival that he waits till the lights go down on the last block and slips around the room and poisons every one of the filmmakers except himself, so that when the filmmaker hosts comes to the stage to make the final pitch at the end, which includes the asking if there are any filmmakers in the audience so that we could come up and talk to them before we give the Scarum Award. Well, he looks out and he doesn't see anybody moving. And so he says, I know there are filmmakers out there. Bring up the lights. And he sees, to his horror, that all the filmmakers are there, but dead, with grimaces, rictus of death on their faces. And just as he is about to make some sort of sense of it, the filmmaker who did not kill himself comes to the stage, kills the host, and walks off with the trophy. I'm not saying that this is projecting anything that I've felt about winning an award at a film festival, but it definitely allowed me to get some of that vibe out. And along the way, was able to paint the picture of what's so fun about being at a film festival, the banter amongst the nervous and trying not to act so filmmakers and screenwriters who are waiting to see their work.
Yeah. No spoilers, right? You actually,
yeah.
But no spoilers. But actually, I'm glad you actually, the more I thought about it, I was like, this, unlike the films, like you can spoil these screenplays because.
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming that that's sort of okay.
Right.
Or else
it didn't dawn on me until just now. What I really liked about it was exactly how meta it was with the interaction between the filmmakers and discussing like, oh, well, our blood wasn't that bad, or they had the budget for the blood and things like that. Because It is true. It's like amazing. Like I remember the first film festival I went to, our film literally had a budget of $1,000. And then we were doing the Q&A, and there was films from Australia that had these like $2 million grants. Cause like their film had like helicopters and SWAT teams. And we're like, we had $1,000 and most of it went for crafty, So it is interesting that in independent filmmaking, like just the disparity, but at the end of the day, money doesn't always translate to good product. So I really enjoyed the meta aspect of it, and it was not what I expected, because you are such a pleasant person, and wow, this is such a dark, sinister. I felt like in some ways you were writing directly to me. So
I don't really think you should take exactly a personal feeling about the moment that the dart entered into the neck of the film host, and he started to have this terrible writhing pain and quick expiration into a terrible death. Don't take that all that personally, Ray. It's really, it's just a story.
Is the character name J Mao?
And of course, your screenplay had nothing to do with canceling the film festival.
I was just going to go there.
Nothing to do with it. Pure coincidence. Pure coincidence. Okay. On a lighter note, but not that much lighter, we have Stockton to Table Rock, and let's start with the idea. Where did the concept come from?
Do you want me to take this one?
Yeah.
All right, cool. We just wanted to write a kind of a coming of age story. And then I guess the synopsis of it now is just, it's a coming of age story of a kind of a girl becoming a woman and kind of navigating a really contentious relationship with her mother. And then I guess it kind of started with Zoe had written a bunch of drafts of this other screenplay, and then she was really busy and she said, can you kind of go over the screenplay and make it work? And I couldn't really make it. I was really struggling with it. And then you had well, I wanted to add this scene and this scene into it, which is kind of which had this dynamic between this mother and this daughter character. And then so I asked her, can I just write the screenplay based around the mother and daughter and then throw out the rest? And then Zoe was nice enough to just be like, yeah, I guess you could take the two scenes after some arguments, I guess. But
yeah, so
yeah.
it started with just that character of Rory and a different story related to a different part in her life. And I knew that I had reached really the pinnacle of what I was able to do as a writer. I'm an actor and, have other passions, but I'm not as talented at writing as Bradley because I haven't spent as much time at it. And I was just like, you make it good. And I was really happy with how it turned out in the end. There were definitely a lot of moments where we butted heads over the direction of the project, but I think eventually he won me over and we got there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well, obviously the mother-daughter relationship is the central kind of the core of the story, and everyone can relate to that because everyone has a mother, and I think in some ways I really like the and I know based on your past work, you're always very interested in social issues like mental illness and things like that. I really like the dynamic of elements of it were just a very garden variety abusive relationship. It was the kind of the power differentiation inherent in a parent-child relationship, and then and it's important that you guys made the mother grounded in the sense that she wasn't this caricature villain, because she did have moments of empathy, so or humanness. I think that's one thing that really came through in the story for me. Hey guys.
I think one thing we were trying to do, because we talked a lot about it, was it was kind of two things, because it's a coming of age story where it doesn't have because Lady Bird had come out and a couple of other ones where it's they're navigating these parent-child relationships, and then the resolution is always we need to be friends and we need to be mother and daughter again.
Yeah.
And then we were trying to think of a way well, how do we, that doesn't always work, because if you're the child of a truly dysfunctional person, the way that you actually progress and go through life is maybe to cut that person out of your life or accept their faults as basically irreparable, and you can't try to fix your parent.
And,
You know what I'm
to
saying?
stop searching for that nurturing quality in the mother was really where we came to.
Yeah.
I actually like your phrase dysfunctional better than abusive. I think that that's a probably more adequate framing. I think, the underlying emotion is kids always love their parents, and they want their parents to be a certain thing, whether it's, idealized or not. But significantly, like sometimes it's just not possible, because the parent is flawed for whatever reason. And that's where it goes back, where it's like, it's more than just that one relationship. It's kind of the history of all the people. And so Chuck, what did you do? You did sound on this?
Yeah, I was in charge of sound design for the screen.
Oh, great. I really like to.
So anything that was in the brackets, I wrote that stuff.
So post audio as well. You did the post.
Yes.
Okay.
No, he was good though about, because to take some credit there, Chuck, because you were always about, because we had like in the early drafts of the scripts that we showed you, we had this very simple dynamic where the mother character was bad and the daughter character was always good.
Yeah, like the mother was a caricature. Like you said, it wasn't in the final drafts, but she definitely was at first.
Yeah.
And Chuck was the one to be like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, it's like these people need to be like, Shelley needs to have like some sort of like wanting to change, and then Rory can't just be like this victim all the time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, also I think Chuck is probably the tiebreaker. Chuck, you're the tiebreaker too, right?
Yeah, essentially. That's what actually the way we do the LowerGentry Studios writing process, it's the three of us get together, we come up with some points, and then we harass Elliot to get it done as quickly as possible.
Yeah, we lock him in a room and he can't come out until it's done.
Yeah. We have Zoe and Elliot are like Florida and California, and then Chuck is like Arizona. Okay, well, great. So James, we definitely, what we should do is we should plan for Twin Falls 2021. We should shoot your short at the Orpheum.
Well, that's a great idea. Gosh, that would be fun.
That would be
can
great.
We really kill the people, or do we have to get like actors who can act dead?
Oh, I meant like a documentary. I didn't.
Oh,
mean,
yeah, right.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely, we'll just post on Craigslist for actors, and they'll fall for it.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Okay.
When I was a little kid, we used to think that when somebody was killed in a movie, that they just got like convicts and stuff, or terminally ill people, and you say like, well, you die violently, but you were going to die anyway, and you get to be in a movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Luckily, we've cut back on that. So just a tad. Okay. Thanks so much for being such diehard supporters of the festival and participating in this. And we'll look forward to great things in the future. And we'll see you at the movies.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ray.